Good morning, my grade 12 Gales. I normally come around to all the classes and do separate presentations for the grade 12s, but there's so much information and I want to make sure that you guys are all aware of what you should be looking out for graduation purposes, for post-secondary pathway planning, and so I've prepared a couple of videos for you guys to watch. I do still plan on coming around to classes if there's any questions, and I'll do that sporadically over the next couple of weeks, obviously with teachers' permission. So I thank you guys for tuning in this morning. One thing I do want to say is that any of the students who are on the wait list for that University Fair bus for tomorrow, we do have that second bus. So I just wanted you guys to know that you guys are all included, and we'll be calling you guys down in the morning to meet us for the bus. Okay, so the first video that you're going to watch is super important. I have only one set of eyes, so I need all of your eyes on your own graduation summaries so that you know whether you're on track or not for graduation purposes. So we're going to watch that first video, and then we'll go into another video after that, okay? Okay, one of the most important things that I need my grade 12 students to do this year is pay attention to their graduation summary, which can be found through your Aspen account. You'll go to My Info, and then there's a place to select transcript down the left-hand side, and then you can actually see your entire graduation summary with a drop-down menu that allows you to click on it. Once you click on it, the things that I need you to pay attention to: first of all, you're going to notice your total compulsory credits. You have to have 18 by the end of this school year in order to graduate. Most of you by now will have 17 out of the 18 compulsory credits because you're taking your grade 12 English. Then you'll notice for your total optional credits, out of 12, some of you may have 7 at this point if you're on track. If you've done some extra work in the summer, like in this case, there's 8 out of 12 completed. You want to make sure that you have enough credits to total 30, where 18 of them are going to cover your compulsory credits and 12 of them are going to cover your optional credits. This is super important. If you are not on track with that, you definitely have to come and see me in guidance. The next thing I want to point out is the community involvement. So that's your volunteer hours. You'll notice in this case, this diligent student has already completed more than 40 hours. I would like to see all of my grade 12s have that community service 40 hours completed by the end of semester 1. If it's not completed, then you're not going to be on the potential grad list that first gets posted at the very beginning of semester 2. So you'll be very upset if your name's not on there. So make sure that your community service hours are complete. And I know Mr. Bullard comes around and talks to all the classes about different opportunities coming up. We've got the Halloween for Hunger. You can always go and see Miss Verasso or Miss O'Keefe for any other types of opportunities. Then you'll notice below that there's a literacy requirement. So if you have passed your Ontario Secondary School Literacy Test, that will already say met on the right-hand column, all the way to the right. So that's great if you've already completed that. If it says in progress, it means that you were not successful on the literacy test, and you definitely need to be taking the OLC 4.0 course. So if that's not already in your timetable, you definitely need to come and see me immediately. The last component here is the online learning requirement. You are expected for graduation to have completed 2 online learning courses. And you'll notice in this case, the student has completed 1 out of the 2. And if they are not enrolled in an e-learning course this year, then the other thing that I need all my grade 12s to do, if this is you, you need to come to guidance and get an opt-out form. So the opt-out form allows you to waive that portion of the graduation requirements. And I will also obviously come around to the classrooms so that I can provide this for you guys as well. But your best bet to get it done really quickly is to bring yourself to the guidance office, take a paper, get it signed at home, and then bring it back to Miss Benici, who is my guidance clerical. Amazing. So everyone should be paying attention to all of those things. If you have any questions, obviously come and see me in the guidance office. The next thing I wanted to point your direction to was for your post-secondary pathway planning. On the grade 12 LMS, I am posting a lot of information, whether that be scholarship information, applications for Ontario colleges, Ontario universities. All of those things have been posted on the grade 12 LMS. But I do want you guys to be doing a lot of research. The portals for being able to apply are going to be opening up. I believe for Ontario University Application Centre, they have already opened, so you can create your accounts as of now. But I do want you guys to be doing a lot of research, making sure that you're creating your accounts and doing that in a timely fashion, so that way you can be considered for the programs that you're interested in. So the next video is going to describe some of the places you can look to help you do some of that pathway planning. Okay, so from your MySite account, one thing that you need to pay attention to as grade 12s is your grade 12 LMS. So clicking on the LMS and then finding the guidance grade 12 page. You can do that this way, and it should say 25-26 for this school year. And I've been posting on this continuously since the start of school, so you can see all of the scholarships that are available. The calendar on the side indicates what's up and coming, so you can see that there's the Ontario Universities Fair in Toronto on September 27th and 28th. That's for you guys to organize with your family or your friends to make a trip out there, so you can talk to some of the reps from universities that you might be interested in. And then you'll also see Christian service volunteer hour opportunities, along with other post-secondary information. Okay, so there's information about Ontario colleges, what is required, the application fee, and the deadline to apply. Same thing with universities in Ontario, what is required, where you can go to actually apply, which is the OUAC, Ontario University's Application Centre, and then also some information about applications there. Okay, so this is a good place for you to start some of your research. I do want you to use ouinfo.ca. That's Ontario University's info. You can even just type it in, ouinfo.ca. And that'll bring you to the Ontario University's info site. You can request to obtain information from any of the universities that you're interested in by filling this out. When you scroll down to programs, you can scroll to find a program using a keyword, or if you want to search all programs at a specific university, you can search by university. So if you are interested in Brock, or if you're interested in staying local at McMaster, you can see what is available. And let's say you want to know for business what is required to get into McMaster for the business program. So here it also tells you the grade range that you're going to need. So out of those 6 grade 12 4U 4M courses, your average has to be mid to high 80s. Tells you underneath what the subjects of major interest are. And then when you go to the tab for requirements, you can see that you need to have English 4U, Advanced Functions 4U, Calculus and Vectors 4U, plus any 3 other courses at the 4U or 4M level. And those 6 will be calculated to figure out your average to get into the program. Okay, and that's how they decipher whether you do have the requirements to get in. Here you can also see other information like the enrollment number, and that's typically what they hit, is about 800 students that they accept into that program. And then if you want more information, you can always go to the university website or the program website. Same thing with finding information for Ontario colleges, you can go to ontariocolleges.ca. You can search by college or you can search by program again. When you scroll down, okay, you can see all the different colleges. And after you select a college that you're interested in looking at programs, you can search by keyword again up here, or you can search by program category. Okay, so if you are interested in something in education or community services, maybe child and youth care, you click on the website. The website brings you to a page where you can see the overview of the program. You can see how long the program is. This one is an advanced diploma. When you click on the tab for admission, it tells you that you need your grade 12 English, whether it's college or university level, to be able to apply to this. And then it gives you other information for what makes you a good candidate for that program. So doing your research is going to be extremely important. When you're ready to apply, you would have noticed when we typed in Ontario colleges, there was a big button there that actually says apply now. All of the colleges and universities in Ontario have online portals for you to apply to. And so when you're creating your Ontario college account, you're going to, if you are a Canadian applicant, there's a different application process than if you're an international applicant. Okay, so for Canadian applicants, you would click apply now. And that's going to bring you to a screen where you can sign up with your email or with Google. Either way, just make sure that you have your Ontario education number, because as part of your application, they are going to want that number so that when we are sending information from the school about your grades, your transcripts, and things like that, they're going to connect it with that Ontario education number. And where you can see that OEN number is when you look on your any of your report cards, or when you're looking in Aspen, you can find your OEN number. When you're applying for Ontario universities, that's going to be through the Ontario University Application Center. And you're going to click on Apply Now. And here's where you create your account. Again, same idea. You're creating a new account, you need to have your OEN number, and you definitely don't want to create more than one account. Okay, so these are great places to start. You need to do some research. Okay, use OU Info, Ontario colleges. Anything that is outside of Ontario, you will need to apply directly through their online portals, and you can visit their specific websites for the universities or colleges that you're interested in. So for instance, if you're looking at applying to the University of British Columbia, you would go onto their website and then follow the instructions to create your own account. And you would have to get information from us to upload directly as part of your application. Okay, so as you can tell, I love Michael Jordan. He's my favorite basketball player of all time. So that's why you saw that as part of the video, and you probably heard my kids in the background, so I apologize about that. But thank you so much for listening to the entire presentation. I want to thank Mr. Trabucco and Aidan DeMarco and the whole team down here who's helped me out with this. What we're planning on doing is posting the video so that you guys can reference it. So we'll post it on the grade 12 LMS. And if you have any questions, like I said, just come down and see me in guidance, and I will come around and visit the classrooms if there are any further questions. Thanks again.